thanks for sticking with us on the spot. We have an incredible guest coming in, but before we do that, let's give you a spot of music. This is a Jidenna.
Hey,
Jidenna.
beat you. The chief don't work.
Jidenna.
So this is well, this is a very if you're an African or a Nigerian, I'll say, because since I know a lot of Nigerian families in the diaspora, when you're having like one of those
Family dinners,
or this could be like maybe Thanksgiving or something. You know, this is sort of it's a very rowdy. Everybody's gisting, everybody's talking. There's always the mommy asking you to eat plenty more food. There's always someone stealing some more food. Someone's fighting, someone's arguing, someone is discussing this, someone's discussing that. They're having a little, man to man over here. So it's kind of like that story, I guess, of something going on, and there. He's obviously like maybe the older son in the family, and Chief Obi over here is giving him a little man to man talk. But he's trying to escape.
We should do all the videos like this.
We should do
the way you're
running commentary.
The running commentary. I love. Please go on. No,
yeah. So it's just,
so now they're going
looking like an escapade. They're going out somewhere and see now.
How many people are they trying to fit in
27.
that car?
I don't know.
You've never done this before?
Too many people are fitting in.
Have you guys ever done this before?
No.
I've been in the trunk once.
You've been in a trunk?
Say what thing happened.
It's a long story. It's a story. It's a story for another day. But there were too many. There were too many of us.
Yeah. So Jidenna released his album. Was it January or early February of this year? And it got really, really great reviews. People were very people were quite, I guess, surprised. I'm not sure why.
At the
Maybe they
content?
thought he was a one-trick pony.
Let me be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't think he would do a lot more than the first song.
No, not Yoga.
Classic
Man.
The first song that like hit.
Yeah, his own.
But then he came out with Yoga and everything else. And I was listening to Yoga and they're like, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
Talented fella.
So good for him. Congratulations.
Yeah.
He's wearing up and down.
He wore that to the Grammys.
So
And I said, you know what? That's he's owning the Nigerianness so much. Is that
Oh, right. Yeah, that's he is part of the Fear and Fancy group.
Right.
Okay. Oh, yes. He's the DJ
of
I think he's either Jidenna's DJ or one of these like road managers or something like that.
But don't you feel like he's really trying to hit the African market now, especially?
I don't even think he's trying.
I think he's just
already like.
Yeah. I think he's happy to. He's been to Nigeria a couple of times. He's been to like SA and a couple of other African countries. I think he's expressing his side. He's saying, okay, even though I'm, pretty much based in the States and that's where my music is made or whatever, I'm still infusing the Africanness in me. And I'm happy to do it without making it.
It's not like you're best friends with him, so you probably can't give an honest answer. But you think it's because of the love for it, or because it's just the right thing to do commercially?
No, I think it happens to be because of how
Africa is in
which I hate
now.
Africa is definitely in, but I think he's always said how proud he is of his Nigerian heritage.
But he has to say that.
And all that kind of stuff. No, he doesn't have to.
I'm not doubting him. I'm just saying.
He doesn't have to. I think it just so happens that it keys into a time that it works.
Just playing devil's advocate.
That's okay.
Like to be a conspiracy theorist.
Don't be the devil. All right. So it's time for us to bring in today's guest. She is a friend of the house, actually. She was when EbonyLife first started. Her face was all over the channel because she sang the national anthem, and we used to play that a lot. Yes. So as you know now, I've said she sang. So she's a singer, she's a songwriter, she is a humanitarian. Please let us welcome the lovely Nikki Laoye. Woo! Family, because she's also. I will say okay. Hi. This is your first time on the spot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
And I don't know why. I try to see Nikki pretty much on most Sundays anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you see her every time. Oh, you go to the same church?
Yes.
You want to sit in the seat?
Oh, yes.
You sit in the seat of honor. Let me move my
the seat of honor.
Welcome. How's it going?
Fine, going great.
Yeah? What's been going on with you this year?
Plenty has been going on. I've been traveling quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I just got back from the United States.
So how was the inauguration for you?
Even Trump actually sent me an invite, but
don't say that here.
I had to turn it down.
Oh, good.
Let her be free.
I actually caused the ruckus.
Yeah,
on
you
social
did.
media.
Why'd you turn it down?
Okay, the thing was, I think while I was still in the States anyway. So, anyways, they were sending emails out to people, I guess, once they find out that you're around. So, I just saw the email, and of course, I just put it out on social media, and I was like, sorry, Trump, I'm so busy. I can't make it. And blogs took it literally.
Fire.
They said, popular Nigerian singer Nikki Laoye turns Donald Trump down. And I was like, I'm telling you.
Next time you're going to America, they just Google you like, oh yeah, go back to where you're coming
It
from.
was actually fun to create that kind of ruckus. So, it was a lot of fun.
How long have you been back?
Just about a few weeks. I just got back in January for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you enjoy the air out there?
Oh, it was cold. And of course, lots of snow. And of course, I had my white New Year, but it wasn't white Christmas again.
Oh,
So-
okay. Yeah.
But it was fun, of course, actually getting the chance to spread my music out there, away from Nigeria. And you'll be surprised how Americans are so in their world, they don't know a lot of Nigerian artists. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even
Makes
the popular
sense.
ones here that you think they'll know, they don't know.
Makes sense though.
So it's good to just go out there once in a while, just get our music out there. Let people get to know what's happening in Nigeria and our vibe
Nigeria
out
to
here.
the
Did you
world.
were you mostly doing sort of like promo meetings, things like that, or were you trying to? I mean, what exactly was the?
Okay, like first I had a tour last year,
yeah.
like late last year, and I did 5 cities in 3 weeks. I was in
hectic.
Dallas, I was in Atlanta, I was in New York, I was everywhere, and it was a lot of fun. I worked with my dear friend Jedi, the comedian, who, yes, he actually helped open a lot of doors for me out there. And I got to work with a lot of churches as well, because of course my music is inspirational, so I do get a lot of invitations from churches. So going again, of course, beginning of this year, I did a little bit of that, but I also went to rest a bit, I beg. I needed the rest.
Away from the hustles of Lagos.
I'm telling you, it's so
Lagos is-
different out there. The calm, the silence, and the way everything works. There's lights 24/7. Hello, no generator sound. Oh gosh.
That's probably one of my
Unlimited
favorite.
internet. Yeah, that's actually
That
unlimited.
is fast.
That's actually
That is
unlimited.
fast.
Before you
Yeah,
press
that
send, it's
one.
gone. You're like, yes.
I'm telling you, it just goes like the speed of light. I was actually running, because I'm also a radio host for an online radio station, Praise World Radio. So I was actually running my radio show from there. And of course, speed of light, man.
You
Oh,
just
God.
go,
Everything
go
was
get
just,
on
It was just
going
fun. A
fiam,
lot of
fiam,
fun.
fiam, as they say.
Okay. Well, we're going to go on a quick break now. When we come back, our topic of the day will be here in the house. So stick around for that.
Hi everyone, welcome back. You're still watching The Spot. We've been joined by the lovely Nikki Laoye, and it's time to get into today's topic. So, today's topic is the thrill of the chase. Yeah, the thrill of the chase. And
I kind of like
We're gonna be
Nikki's
talking.
because I
No,
feel
because
like,
it's there. I think it kind of applies to a lot of things. But so basically, the thrill of the chase, it just means it's the excitement that you feel when you're trying to find something or achieve something difficult. And yeah, so I feel like in many ways, in many aspects, there's always some kind of chase going on. Personally, internally, with something that you're, dealing with, or just out in the world with the conventional things like, chasing a career goal or chasing a, whatever. Some people are chasing peace. It's just whatever. Something
Word.
like this. Yes. So, I mean, when I say the thrill of the chase, what do you think about? Like, what is the excitement that you feel? What is it that you chase that you feel like, yes, I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get this?
The thrill comes with a lot of things. At the same time, there's a lot of frustration, but at the same time, you're enjoying it because you know what you're going to achieve at the end of the day. I feel like that a lot whenever I'm trying to achieve anything with my music, or maybe when I'm trying to help to set up some project with my foundation, and you're like, oh God, how am I going to get this done? How are we going to raise these funds? But the thought of how you're going, what the end result is going to be, actually gives you that adrenaline. That's the word I'm looking for. That pushes you to do everything and go through. Sometimes you lose sleep. I don't know, I can be like that, so I understand that feeling very well.
I feel like it's a little do you think while you're doing the chase, it's thrilling in that moment, or when you look back to it, then you're like, oh my God, I went through all that stuff that was so thrilling.
There are some people who actually get off on the thrill.
Yeah,
because they get to the end and they're like, oh,
when you're at uni, you have people who, when they get their coursework, they do their coursework on time and stuff before, and then you have the people who like to wait like 5 hours before.
I was like that.
And they'll still get like top marks.
But it wasn't because I liked it. Maybe I did like the thrill. Yeah.
Maybe psychologically, like that added pressure just
it puts you
it puts you in a good environment to like work harder, work faster, and getting the work done. When I think about the thrill of the chase, just like you, I think of like goals. So like when you set a goal and you're going for it, but I don't typically enjoy it in that moment. It's after I've reached the goal and I'm like, oh, that was actually amazing. Like all of these things that I did in between, all of these experiences made me feel good.
No, but for me though, why I say that, you know, while you're in that chase or before you finish accomplishing it, because it puts you on your toes, it works your mind, it works everything. You yourself, you actually finally find out that you can do much more than you ever realized that you could ever handle.
That's it.
See, Nigeria is a constant thrill of the chase.
Maybe what you're so
Because
used to
every single day,
living the life.
every single day, like is something new. Like I always say that this place will constantly surprise me.
Right.
Oh,
So you never know what you're gonna get, and something that seems so simple has a plethora of like processes that just.
See, that's the part I don't like. Is when you're chasing something and you know there's some things that you know that you want to get. There's a goal you want to achieve, and you know that it's going to be difficult. There will be challenges along the way. That's fine. But then there's some things that you just expect, right, to be simple.
Yeah.
I'm driving down maybe 2 kilometers down the road just to get to the grocery store.
Next thing you
That
know.
should be simple.
Yeah.
Why has it become a car race, or why has it become a?
I have an even better example. Going to the drive-through for a popular fast food joint, and you're supposed to have the menus outside so that I know what I'm picking. It's not there. It's like, so they've removed the paper, and it's been like 2 months. The paper hasn't come back. So I'm getting there, so I have to drive.
Them, what do you have?
And then, what do you have? And we have some chicken. Okay, can I have the meal? But there's only like 5 pieces of rice. So maybe you want to go for the rice. But I'm allergic to rice. I don't know what you want me to do. Like it's just
that one is not funny at all.
But I don't think I enjoy most times I like to look back and I'll be like, oh, that was really exciting. But I don't think I've ever quite enjoyed the thrill of the chase. When we saw the people in the trunk, I mean, them packing all of them into the car. I was in the trunk because when I was in uni, I was in a fraternity, Kappa Sigma. Okay. And we had to pledge.
You joined one of the white ones.
It was a white fraternity, yeah. It was like a couple of black people. But we had to do like a lot of random things. And point is, at some point, we needed to get somewhere really quickly, and we all just
everybody had to pilot
because it was snow. We couldn't walk. But it's one of those experiences that, looking back, I'll be like, oh my god, that was really fun or interesting.
Right.
But in that moment,
it was
like somebody armpit in my face and somebody leg.
It wasn't even it wasn't even that. But now I can look back at it and I'm like, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
I have some of the best friends because of all of that. But that whole riding around in the trunk and everything, that was not thrilling. No,
that was not thrilling when it was there. Yeah. So another thing that I think about when I think of the thrill of the chase is how sometimes when we have a goal or there's something that we want and we're like super hyped to chase it, but then we get there, we're like, oh, is that all that is? Yeah. But there's that, and I think it's time for us to take another break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about that particular aspect of the thrill of the chase. So please stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching The Spot, and we've been talking about the thrill of the chase with the lovely Nikki Laoye. And before the break, I was saying sometimes when you get to the end of something, for example, you're just like, oh, actually trying to get this thing was better than the thing itself. You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me of like when you're pursuing someone.
Yes.
And he comes in the right package, looks very nice, and then you finally get there and
like, yeah.
And he's can't articulate anything, and you're just like,
yeah.
So what was I working hard for?
Can I tell it? Like
you have a story.
Not a story. Like there's this thing that my friend says, and it's actually not necessarily related to one story in particular, but it's just one of those things, and it's about like when a guy and a girl go out or something like that. And she's like, when you're going out on maybe your first date with someone, and you've been talking on the phone, maybe the person's far away, and then, oh, it's time for the first date, and then you guys get to like dinner or whatever, the movie, and you sit, and I don't know, it just doesn't bang. You now get home, you're like, did I shave my legs for this? That's what she says.
Honestly.
Did I shave my legs for this?
Did I shave my legs?
It's one of my British friends.
Did I put my makeup on?
She's like, I put on a short skirt, I put on heels for you, I was uncomfortable, you now came out, you're now stupid.
My friend's one is perfume. That if she sprays perfume and
that means
leaves,
she's committed, yeah.
She's committed. Like you make me waste one
of the thing. No, it's true.
But,
so sometimes, but I mean, what do you think? I mean, in a guy sense, right? Like some guys like that. They like the thrill, and then they meet the babe. They're like,
I think it happens. Yeah, it happens both ways. But usually now that we have social media, but even with social media, it's
not the same as person to person. Yeah.
I tell people if you're ever going through someone's profile on social media, you should probably go as far back and try and find the non-makeup pictures. You know, do that for yourself, so you don't end up in situations where, in your mind, this is what the person looks like. I met someone. I had only seen the person from a makeup point of view. So when I saw the person in real life,
you didn't recognize.
No, but sometimes I think the person was like, "Oh, this is me sitting here with this." I was like, "Oh, okay."
And he's not exaggerating, because even as a woman, there's sometimes that I see people that I do not recognize.
Don't be shading your fellow.
No.
All I'm saying,
I'm not being shady. I'm not being shady. Like there was one lady who, gosh, she's an artist, but I won't say her name. I remember I had interviewed her, like let's say 3 years ago. Then I was doing an event and she came on the red carpet and I was talking. I was like, oh, hi, whatever. How would you like me to introduce you? She said her name. I was like, but when I met you, you were like 6 shades darker.
Hey.
Now, like I actively did not remember who she was.
Oh no.
So
that's crazy.
People do
so
sometimes.
That's one way to avoid being disappointed. If you try and figure out what you're in for.
Sometimes you can never figure out what you're in for, to be very honest. Like sometimes
with human beings in general. Come on,
some people are really good at hiding themselves.
True that though.
Social media is, but still. But human beings in general, you can never really tell what you.
Have you ever dated anybody? I'm not even saying you didn't know them, and then you ever met. Have you actually ever dated someone and you knew, like, months before that, this babe, I just really like her. I just think there's something about her. I just really would like to, be with her as as a friend, as a boyfriend. I'm not saying smash and run. You wanted a relationship.
No,
and then you got into a relationship and you were like, actually, this isn't really what I want.
No, once again, it's all from social media. Like you see people only show
a snippet,
no,
right?
What I'm saying is, no. I'm saying, how maybe you had a crush. And
that's
it was a crush.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. All I knew of that person was the image.
Okay.
So in my mind, this person is
that's
like
what you were expecting.
Okay.
Not 10 and a half. I'm talking about this is like the most beautiful girl I've seen in my life.
Okay.
In my life.
Oh, thanks, man.
And it took,
I'm just playing.
Eventually, obviously, we did meet and everything. And it wasn't that she wasn't pretty. No, not that. But all of a sudden, all I'm seeing is, oh, your smile isn't as perfect as I thought. Oh, your thing isn't as perfect. Oh, and it's.
Is that an us thing though, or is that a them thing? Even though taking out
guys.
the maybe social media, like, is it a thing where sometimes when you want something so bad, when you finally get it, it just isn't what it's cracked up to be? Is that because we have already put something on a pedestal, or is it? I mean, I
think sometimes we do that. You already have an image of something you want. So when you see that person, you're trying to make that person or that thing to fit into.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when the person shows you their true colors, you're like,
I don't like this shit.
It's so ridiculous. And it happened to me not even relationship, like when I was working as an auditor.
With jobs.
I mean, I trained my entire life to work in finance or computer science, and I ended up being an auditor, not even just an accountant, auditor. So in my mind, I'm feeling.
I know, you'd be like, I can.
And I was posted at one of the biggest banks, Ecobanks. When we would go there, people would be like, oh, because you're an auditor, people actually give you that respect. So we did the first week of training. We're like, okay, we're done. Go. And I was like, they were like, yeah, that's it. And it was so basic. Not that there's not half of
anything
you can do in your sleep.
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, that's it. So
like,
they just give me a tap, like, all right, have fun. I was like, are you serious? This is what I've been building up, because with the name, you're thinking, oh my God.
Yeah.
So the chase doesn't always end up.
Yeah, it definitely happens with some jobs too. I mean, I remember doing some work and I just thought to myself, oh gosh, I know this is going to be great. And it wasn't. But we have to go on another break, guys. We'll see you in just a moment.
Welcome back to The Spot, guys, and today we are talking about the thrill of the chase. And we're going to round up the discussion quickly. Let's talk about things that that have, is it bad thrills or that
maybe like thrills that you shouldn't have.
Yeah, thrills that you shouldn't have.
Thrills that you shouldn't chase.
That you shouldn't chase, yeah.
I always think of bad
drugs.
Actually, let me go first with this one because we have an expert on this we have an amazing singer. I feel like people shouldn't chase.
Wow.
No, easy one. Easy.
He's gonna be shady,
it's
y'all.
Either for you, it's either for you or it's not for you. And I feel like there's so many people who they just didn't have good friends who would just put that hand on your shoulder.
Don't put your hand on my shoulder.
No, that's not my sister, it's not for you. Don't do it. You know, and that especially. But you told me you sing inspirational, right? And just haven't you worked with some people that you like to be like?
How do you do that?
Inspire
my darling,
yourself to
I don't think this is for you.
Funny enough, I've never had any of those moments because I'm very choosy. I'm picky about who I work with. I work with the best.
Okay, so maybe not work with the best, but you've seen some people that
No, there are a lot of them. There are plenty.
Maybe like the right comment. Please check out my SoundCloud.
Then I was still talking about, I can't even mention any names. One of them yesterday, and I was like, oh gosh, this girl, she shouldn't be singing.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it, but even my friend said, but Nikki, we can't tell her. She will just fight you. There's some people like that, you just can't tell them the truth. And because so you will just hurt them and lose your friendship for life.
Well, do you know what? Maybe there's an ear for every type of voice.
Yeah.
So maybe
but sometimes maybe the ear should be just in your house.
I feel like with music, there's no.
But the truth is, music itself will either fling you or keep you after a while, really.
Yeah.
The person will either stay or go. You don't
but
really have
like
to
whether someone, no matter what language the person is speaking, the genre, if the person is terrible, the person is terrible.
Right.
Right. Even if the person is speaking and singing.
It's so interesting. Sometimes I think of, that song Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. Before he ever really sang, he was told that he had an awful voice. He was told he should never sing in public. And everybody loves that song Hallelujah. Maybe different versions of it. He has a very gravelly kind of sound of voice. And you think of people like, the jazz guys or whose voices were not conventional. So they're like, they're more like a, soft, husky voice. And they were told, this ain't gonna bang. And they were like, well, this is my passion, and it ended up working.
But I'm sure he worked on himself. Maybe those times when they told him he couldn't sing, maybe he went back. Because like we were talking about the thrill of the chase. The truth is you have to keep working.
Yeah.
I've been doing this professionally for 10 years as Nikki Laoye, but I've been singing since I was 3 years old. I've been singing like forever, and I've never stopped working. Even when I had a chance to work with Banky W on that song, Oye Woma, working in the studio with Banky was a different experience on its own. If you listen to that song, the ad-lib we did towards the end, I didn't know what to do at that point. Banky just said, Nikki, to the mic, close your eyes and just sing. It was one take.
Wow.
I closed my eyes and sang from just to the end, one take. Even the Banky, if you hear the song, you hear Banky shouted, hell, at the end. It was from the studio recording. He shouted, was like, Nikki, I said, you did it, you pushed me. And that's just the truth. People, when you work with people, the right kind of people, they will push you. Yeah. When I also did the song Only You with Shei, oh God, you all know Shei now.
Yes.
As much as I have my style, that girl too can put you to work. And when she was in the studio, and she was even in the studio still saying, Nikki, this key is too high, what are you doing? But I watched her push herself. Even I made her push herself. Likewise, that's what the chase is about. You have to put in the work.
So a caveat to the if you can't sing, go back and get better.
Put in the work. Maybe a vocal coach might help you hone it to a place where it could work. Alrighty.
Well, let's switch gears and
we can't end it any better than that. So yes.
So we've got some social media roundup. This is where we take a look at what people have to say online and the good, bad, and ugly. So from YouTube, Emmy Wheels said, I love the show, but I wish you guys could upload more episodes. From a big fan in the US. Hi, Emmy. We're trying as fast as we can. I feel like we always apologize. We
always apologize.
But we're sorry.
We're tired of being sorry, Sha.
We will do better. Caroline Gassi. I watch you guys all the time. Love the show. Ladies, you're so beautiful. Greetings all the way from a Zambian girl in Germany.
Hey.
Hello. How do you say hello in
In
German?
German?
You should know.
I shouldn't I? I don't
I
remember.
know good
No, you
morning.
say Guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Well, okay, it's
Good
evening. This airs in the
morning.
night. So
Good
Guten Nacht.
evening.
Guten Abend. Sorry. Guten
Abend.
Abend. Good evening.
And then Yomi Philip at TV. I so much love this program. This was where I get new English terminology.
This is where you get new English too.
I love it though. I feel like that's the best
plenty
comment.
English.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
the best. That's the best comment.
Then from Ajunola Odunami, hi guys, you're doing a great job. How do you shuffle between Calabar and Lagos? Oh, we don't.
Not
We live in
anymore.
Lagos now.
Yeah, we're now in Lagos fully. So yes, that's that on social media roundup. Shall we check out a spotlight?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. So we also have a spotlight. This is where we kind of shine the light on someone who's up and coming, and who's bubbling under. So let's see who
Making
we have
the waves.
Bàbá gbàdúrà mi, ṣàánú fún mi, ọjọ́ ń lọ, ọjọ́ ń lọ. My full names are Balaji Williams, aka Phase Up. I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, and also a music producer. I make pop music and alternative music. This started for me way back year 2000. I have a music background. My father used to be a former sound engineer, to all these local musicians, Fuji musicians, and I worked under him as an apprentice, and then from there I started developing interest in music. Professionally, it started for me 2006. Yes, I recorded my first single with DJ Ziz. We produced it. Then from there we shot the video. After that time, we went to Jos to shoot a music video at NFI. Released a couple of songs. I kept on shooting videos, promoting, and all of that. So, an artist that I would probably like to work with right now is Asha, because her music is very great. Her music is very defined, a very creative person. I like her music, I like her vibe, and I always believe that if someone like that and myself work together in the studio, the amount of talent and creativity in me too with such a person will probably make something the whole world would want to listen to. What inspires my music is what happens every day in my society, true stories, real life experiences. Where I get my inspirations from is just my society. Yeah, I see myself touring the world for 5 years from now. So by 5 years, I'll probably be saying I'm resting, then continue on that project. I released an EP last year February. I featured, there was Jesse Jaggs on it, Boogie on it, India was on it, Nice was on it, a couple of very talented artists in the industry. After that, I've been putting out music videos, working on more and more sound. I took a break for like a year from putting out music, and I'm coming back with a very, very different new sound this year. So this spotlight is for me.
Space hop. Pretty cool. Let's see if 2017 is a great year for him.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, I hope he gets, what he's chasing. All right, well, we're going to go on our last break, actually. When we come back, we have more Nikki Laoye in the house. Please stay with us.
Hi guys, welcome back to the spot. It's almost time for us to leave, but before we do, what should we do before we leave? Do you what?
I don't know. I'm confused because you seem confused.
No, I'm not confused. I'm trying to decide if we should just go straight into our pet peeve or sweet spot, or if we should maybe offer some advice to people about
the thrilling,
about
the thrilling and the chasing.
about thrilling and chasing.
Thrilling and chasing.
Well, I guess we could. A few
My
do's and
piece of
don'ts.
advice is, as hard. This is very hard because I don't do it myself. Try to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
We're always so like bang on getting to the end of it and you know how picture perfect that is. But you'll kick yourself if you don't just accept the moments and for what it is on that journey. So enjoy the process.
Okay, that's a good one. Do you have any?
It's a good piece of advice.
Exactly what she just said. There's nothing like the process. It strengthens your mind, your muscles, your thought process, everything. You find out that you can achieve a lot more than you could ever do. And it's good to go through the pain sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lets you know who is for you, who is against you, everything all together.
Yeah,
It's
most
all part of the
definitely.
process while you're doing it, while you're on the chase. Yeah.
I think I would say try not to be a perpetual thrill seeker. Because you notice that if all you're ever doing is chasing some kind of thrill somewhere, you won't accomplish anything because you're divided in so many different directions. You're not able to focus. While it's great sometimes to have a nice thrill, you do have to definitely focus on honing on the things that will work for you and your life. And at the end of your life, you can look back and say, okay, I did this, and I did that. So I think
that's pretty much it. Try and do what makes you happy. So you need to pick the right thrills
Some
to
people
chase.
drugs make them happy. So don't do drugs.
Please
don't do drugs. Don't run for president. If you know you can't be president.
Okay. That one too. Yes. Try and pick the right thrills. Things that will actually make you happy. Like she said, you have to enjoy the process. So things that will make you happy in the process. If not, you're just gonna be chasing something, and chances are when you do get it, you're probably not going to be as happy as
you won't be
you thought
fulfilled.
you would. So
you won't be fulfilled. You won't be like that guy. I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. You won't be fulfilled. Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
so pet peeves or what?
Okay, yeah, let's do a quick pet peeve.
Yeah, we share, pet peeves, and this actually has nothing to do with the topic. But my pet peeve for the day is the people who criticize good deeds that other people are doing by saying, "Hey, but you're not doing this instead." And this is literally because I was supporting like a cause about somebody who was providing free sanitary towels for girls in IDPs and low-cost places. And this guy comes in and he says to her, or he tweets, "Well, but if you were doing something for boys in IDP, I would have donated, but you're not. So, excuse me, sir.
Really?
If you want something to be done for a particular section, then you start and you
start,
crowdfund and you do it. One person cannot help everyone, and so many people are in need. So don't criticize when someone is doing something good.
Very true.
By and denigrate what they're doing when you're not even putting an effort to help yourself. So that's my
even the type of good. Like I agree with you. I find it very annoying when I see on even on some celebrity pages. So if somebody decides to maybe donate towards somebody's school fees, another person will come and say,
like,
but last week I asked you to buy me a dress for my prom and you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Like one person can't solve
everybody's
problem.
I know this very well because, of course, like I mentioned, I don't know, everybody knows Nikki Laoye runs Angel for Life Foundation for the past 7 years. We work with physically challenged, visually impaired IDPs and refugees because I happen to be the voice of refugees in Southwest Nigeria. And many times, we have to do a lot of crowdfunding. And when we put out some of this information or even put out pictures, someone will come and say, why are you showing us what it is that you are doing? We don't need to know what you're doing. You can be giving in secret. You can give, and I'm like, no, we need you to know what's going on so you can come and be a part of this. And it's always so annoying when people do that. I'm like, oh gosh, we're all just trying our best in little ways.
Let's all
help.
That's pretty much my pet peeve. I don't quite know how to describe it, but people who just talk, they don't assess a situation before they talk. Over last year, end of the year, I was robbed. They smashed my car window and they took my suitcase and my backpack, and I had like everything. And when I say everything, I mean like everything. I just come back from a trip, so everything: money, laptops, hard drives, not even just dollars. Anyway, point is, I went to the station to make a report, and I'm like, my car's been broken into, and they took. He said, what did they take? I mentioned all the thing. The policeman was like, but why were you carrying a laptop at this time of the night?
Excuse me, sir.
That's not the issue.
That's not
they broke into my car.
They stole my things.
I didn't make the report. I left. I was like, you know what, officer, thank you so much.
Was it here?
No. When I went, I was like, you know what, thank you.
Why did they behave like
you
this?
You
later.
even tried.
So
You went to report. It had happened to me too before. They broke into my car on Christmas Day, like 2 years ago, and took my laptop. I didn't even bother reporting nothing. I just.
No, but my thing is, look at the state I'm in, and he's like, but why did you have a laptop in your car this time?
That's not even the point.
But anyway,
Zainab is paid by it.
I didn't even bother. I just said, God be the glory.
Indeed.
tell you.
All right, we do have to go because I'm so pained by that story. I am. But thank you so much for joining us. We've had an amazing show. Guys, we'll see you another time on the spot, and hope you have a good evening. Toodles to you.
Bye, everyone.
Please sign our wall.
Please sign our wall.
We have a blackboard.